My name is Vida Evenson. As some of you know, I am a carnivore. I've been carnivore for 4 years now. I went carnivore as as a last resort way to try and heal myself of these full body herpes outbreaks I was getting. I have 4 different types of herpes. Right. You can check my other videos for that, but just to get, so you know who I am. And I've been thinking, I was just in my studio here preparing a painting challenge that I'm doing. So if anybody's an artist and want to go check out my channel there, plug in, plug in. It's Vida Evenson Art. You can go over and check that out. We're going to do a landscape painting challenge. So I was in here working and thinking that, like, when you're learning how to painting, it's not like you start painting, it's an event, and suddenly you know how to paint from 1 minute to the next because you made the decision that you're going to paint or learn how to paint, that it's an event, it happened. It is a process, a continual moving through the entire creative process and understanding it and understanding how to do it and how to put a canvas together, a composition together, and how the heck do you paint it and things like that. And it can be very, very complicated. And I was thinking about that in respects to carnivore. And the thing is, first of all, being a carnivore is much easier than learning how to paint. It's true. It's true. However, it is also not an event. You don't wake up one morning and say, I'm a carnivore, and that's it, you're done. There is a continual learning, a continual process. Nothing stays the same, even if you're eating steaks every day. Your carnivore experience will be altering and changing. And some days you're more lax on the whole carnivore thing, and maybe you're going a little bit into the animal-based world, which is what I do. Like I had a half an avocado today. An avocado is a fruit. It's a fatty fruit, but it is a fruit and is not on the strict carnivore diet. So today I'm, wavering off, and then you come back on, and then you watch what happens in your body and how you're feeling, and you know where to go. You know how to move forward. Do I go strict carnivore, maybe even towards the lion diet, or actually do the lion diet? Or can I continue to be flexible? And that alone means that becoming a carnivore is not an event. Becoming carnivore is a process. It's a continual learning. It's continually acknowledging and looking at the experiences that are happening in your life. You're looking at your body, the things that are healing, the things that are maybe taking a longer time to get better. And you're looking at that and trying to understand it. What did I eat? How much of this did I eat? Do I need to do like intermittent fasting? Do I need to do a 3-day fast? There are things that you have to acknowledge and notice about your physical body when you decide to go carnivore. And so, again, it's not an event. It is a process. And we are never, we have this idea, especially in the Western world, that, you are a carnivore, so you're a carnivore, and you do nothing else. And life doesn't happen because you're a carnivore, and it's always going to be this way. And life doesn't work that way, and we all know that. So we are moving in and out, and the whole carnivore understanding is not a diet meaning event. It is a lifestyle. So when you decide to try carnivore for a month, you are essentially embracing a carnivore lifestyle for that month. And there are other elements involved in becoming a carnivore. And, you know, it's not just the food that you're putting in your mouth, although that is the main thing, right? But it is all sorts of other areas in your life that come together. And I wanted to just talk about that. Like you come to a canvas and you lay out paints and, you know, you make a painting. It's not an event. It's a process. It's a time frame. It's a lifestyle. You know, being an artist is a lifestyle as well. It's not an event. Becoming a carnivore in hopes of healing autoimmune issues, of, you know, well, any other kind of health issues out there, including depression and including emotional stability and things like that. It is a process, and it's a beautiful one. It is one that makes you wake up. It is that feeling of waking up and of really understanding that, wow, I thought I was healthy, but now I can see that I'm vitally healthy. And that is my my purpose, my hopes and dreams for people out there. If there's anybody that I can help going through a carnivore change, people who have questions, because, you know, it's never the same for all of us. We're all different in how the carnivore lifestyle plays out in our lives. And it depends on your body composition, on your mental abilities to, I don't know, say, like, I'm just going to stick carnivore for 1 month and I'm going to do it. I wasn't one of those. Like I said, I was going to do carnivore for a month, but, you know, I would start eating low glycemic fruits. I was basically doing an animal based for a little while until I realized that no, I just really, really need to do carnivore to get rid of these health problems that I was dealing with, these, you know, full body herpes outbreaks. And they were bad, you guys. They were bad. And now I haven't had any kind of, I mean, the herpes thing, it's as if I don't have it anymore. Like 3.5 years now, I've been carnivore 4 years. So 3.5 years, nothing, which has never happened in my life. I've always had something, you know, but on a much smaller scale. There was Hashimoto's issue that was coming in, perimenopause, which I didn't even consider might have been also an element that was keeping my body inflamed. And I was just having these really, really bad outbreaks all over my body. And I don't want anybody else to have to go through that. So if you are thinking about coming on this carnivore journey, you got to know it's a lifestyle, not an event. You got to know that there is always a moving in and out. We're humans. We work in cycles. You know, we have our circadian rhythms for part of the day, and then, you know, we have our strong energy time, and then we have our rest time, and then we come up again, and, you know, we are working in cyclical movements, and it's the same in any kind of lifestyle that you're choosing to do. So I am fully carnivore, but I had half an avocado today. Does that not make me a carnivore anymore? Well, today, no, you could call me an animal-based person, right? But, you come on. Tomorrow I won't have anything, so I'll be back on the carnivore thing. So um, it is a lifestyle. It is a learning after 4 years of being carnivore and this, moving in and out, right? It has brought me so much information and such beautiful health. Like, I mean, I'm 60 and I honestly feel like I'm 30. I don't have the arthritis anymore. I don't get any herpes outbreaks anymore. I don't have Hashimoto's anymore. I don't have incontinence anymore. I don't have menopausal symptoms anymore. I sleep like a babe. I mean, it's just really great. It's really great. And I keep coming back to that. It's a process and not an event. So you may decide to go carnivore and say you're going to do it for a month. You need to be committed to that month. But if during that month you have an avocado or you eat a piece of fruit or something happens or vegetables or something, and then you're ketovore and you're not carnivore anymore. I mean, come on, big deal. That's not the problem. What you can do is try different things. Ketovore, my mother is ketovore. She's 83 and she's fixed so many things. She started at 79 on the ketovore diet. She can't do carnivore. It's not her thing. But the commonality between carnivore, ketovore, ketogenic, low carbs is low carb. So the low carb thing you're going to keep no matter what you do. But you can flow in and out of strict carnivore, maybe ketovore, or a little bit animal-based. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. So you have to sit back. I just did a recent video here on this channel that talks about these three things that you do before you actually go carnivore. It's the previous video that just the recent one, I uploaded it a couple days ago. So, you go and you do those three things and you begin to establish your new lifestyle, even if it's just for 30 days. You still begin to establish that new lifestyle. And as you're moving in and working on this carnivore lifestyle, you can adjust and change things and take account of what's going on in your body, your physical well-being, what's happening. Things that you never even imagined are going to begin to change. You're going to begin to find that things begin to come in to balance. And, that's if you're carnivore, maybe you're ketovore, maybe you're animal-based, maybe you're just low carb or ketogenic. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to assess what's going on. When you eat something and then a few hours later or that night you don't sleep well, what was it that you had that was different from the night before where you slept like a babe? So, it's understanding the different puzzle pieces. It's really easy when you're carnivore because it's just this. But if you're on a ketogenic kind of lifestyle or low carb lifestyle, it's a little bit harder to figure out what was working and what isn't working, or why you had a reaction to something. So if you're moving into the carnivore world, it's super easy, super easy. You don't have to think very much because you had a steak today and then maybe you had an egg and maybe it was the egg white that bothered you. So then you know almost immediately that you don't want to eat egg whites anymore. Or the next time you eat eggs, you're just going to eat the yolks and you're going to see, does it bother me? Did I have some kind of reaction? And so it's all part of that lifestyle. Aside from the food that you're putting in your mouth, right? There are other things that are conducive to a healthy human lifestyle. And y'all know that that means getting outside. I'm pointing to my window, getting outside in the sun, moving your body in some way or another. And if you're sedentary and you cannot get out, get yourself in front of a window, open up the window so you can get sunlight on your face, in your eyes, and get that vitamin D. It is a huge help, and it spurs, along with the foods that you're putting in your body, it spurs the inner explosion of vibrant health, where you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel good. I feel really good. I feel good. And then day after day waking up, and you continue to be on this new level. And the normal that you had before becomes a new normal. And the new normal on a carnivore diet is so much better than where you were before. And well, at least it was in my life. I can't say that's going to be the same for everybody. But in my life, it was my saving grace. And I can't ever imagine not being where I am right now. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that like learning how to paint, it's a process. You get the basics down first. You get that foundation, what it is you need to eat, getting outside in the sun, moving your body a little bit more. You just start putting all of those elements into place. In painting, it's, learning how to create a good canvas, compositionally, putting things together in a pleasing way, learning how to mix your colors and your painting. And the more you paint, the more, the better you get, the better paintings you create. And the same thing in the carnivore world. The more you move into the carnivore lifestyle, the healthier you get, the better you feel, the more energy you have, the more clear-headed you're thinking, the more emotional balance you have. Your life just gets uplifted to a different level. So the longer you do it, this just keeps getting better and better and better. I'm 4 years in. I'm going to say it again. I'm 4 years in, and I'm going into, started my fifth year, and my life just gets better and better and better. And, if there's anybody out there who, especially anybody who suffers from herpes outbreaks of any kind, and you're looking for a way to get rid of them, you might want to look into a carnivore diet. Personally, I would say go carnivore and try that out, because it's an elimination diet. Yes, you're getting rid of all the extra stuff, and you're really, really lowering any kind of inflammatory markers within you. So that's why I say start carnivore, go 3 months and see how you feel. But some people want to do it more slowly, so maybe you just start a low carb kind of diet, ketogenic diet, and see how the outbreaks are coming along. It took me 6 months until the last outbreak happened, and then that was it. It was gone. And the outbreaks that I had during those 6 months were not full body as I was getting, but like little tiny ones, little ones. I was getting them on my wrists here as well. Not big, huge outbreaks. They were so much better, unbelievably better, almost immediately. So if you're looking to find a solution aside from antivirals and the Zovirax creams, or all the different creams or whatever that they say for herpes, if your doctors told you, as they told me, that this is incurable, you'll always have them, there's really nothing we can do, just know that there is something that you can do. And if you can't completely get rid of your outbreaks, you can greatly diminish them, greatly diminish the time span between outbreaks. But from what I've heard from other people who went carnivore and have healed themselves from not only their herpes outbreaks, whatever kind they were getting, but also from all sorts of other health issues, like serious ones, diabetes, and, I mean, just go online and look at the actual doctors out there who talk about carnivore, and you will be so surprised at what happens when you go on a carnivore diet. It's really amazing. It's unbelievably amazing. I tried it because I had done the entire spectrum from raw vegan, vegan, and then pescatarian and vegetarian. And I just moving the entire spectrum all the way over until I got to, I was pescatarian. I was thinking, and I had this huge outbreak, and I was like, am I going to have to live with this for my entire life? This is it. This is how I'm going to get old, with these full body outbreaks that I was getting, just eruptions 8 times a year. I mean, are like incontinence and UTIs, is that like a normal thing? Why am I getting them all the time? Is this just getting old? Is this just, herpes in all its different forms? And there's nothing I can do? Really? There's nothing I can do? So I got to this point, and I had been vegetarian now for, I hadn't eaten meat in, I don't know, 13, 14 years. Yeah. And then I just dove in. I thought, well, I'll just give it a try. I'll do it for a month. It'll probably kill me. I really did think, because all of the, everybody talks about eating red meat and how bad it is for you, and that, it's going to give you a heart attack, and it's going to give you this, that, and the other thing. And I just thought that it was literally going to knock me over. But instead, almost immediately, I got healthy. I had a slight keto flu kind of thing, which we should not call keto flu. We should call it a carbohydrate detox, because that's basically what it is. Your body is changing, your microbiome is changing, and it can affect the way you feel, the way you're thinking. You can get groggy. You can kind of feel like icky. It almost feels like the flu. Some people have it longer. I only had it for a few days, but I had it, so I know what it's like. And then everything just opened up and bloomed outwards, and I was healthier than I had ever been. And not only that, my herpes outbreaks greatly diminished at first. And then 6 months later, I never got another outbreak. And that's why I am out here putting this channel out, Vida Goes Carnivore, getting the word out. If there's anybody else who is suffering, you're having a hard time, and you are thinking about trying a carnivore diet or a ketovore diet, which is heavily carnivore with a few little vegetables, like that can fit in the palm of your hand. No more than that. Like we're saying, like maybe 5 grams of carbohydrates. And if you want to try that, if you want to give it a try, do it. Get the information. You can talk to me. I'm here for anybody for free who wants information, wants to ask me any questions. Just leave a comment below, or email me if you feel uncomfortable leaving a comment. And let me, I mean, I'll give you whatever information that I have, what I have learned, what has worked for me, and and I want to help you. If you're at your wit's end, like I was definitely at mine, you might want to give this a try. Give it a month and see how you feel. Okay. So that's it for today. It was nice to come on and just talk a little bit and connect with you. If you, again, if you have any questions, leave a comment below or get in touch with me on my email. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care.